Well, we're back at PRI, and we got Dillon up here on the stage with us, and we're going to talk about a SEMA build that he's done, and it's a very unique car. It's a Ford Falcon, and I'll let you take over from there, Dillon.
Yes, sir. So it was my first car. I picked it up when I was 12. It is a Ford Falcon, a 1965 four-door sedan. 12-year-old me saw that car, $900 in my friend's grandparents' backyard. And it just represented a car that, for me, I see 4 doors and 2 bench seats. That's a car I can put all my high school friends in,
Exactly.
Years before I could ever drive. And I've had that car almost my entire life at this point, it feels like. And it's just something that over time I built it. It went to SEMA. My first ever car show was SEMA in 2023 with that Falcon. And it was kind of just my high school car with a couple of dress-up mods, but it still had an inline 6 in it, and people were freaking out because they're like, it's not V8 swapped, and that car set a precedent and started my journey in the automotive industry.
Really? So how did that come about now? Like, you're a high school kid and you heard about SEMA, or, how did that connection get made?
Yeah, so a couple other locals in the Valley knew some people over at Optima, and Optima was looking for another featured vehicle for the show that year. So down the grapevine we live in Idaho, so it's not a big city. They went to us, they texted us, they're like, hey, do you think you could have this car ready for a show? And they just said, a show.
Right.
In like 3 months. And it was my high school car, It didn't even have a hood at the time because we were tuning the carburetor. So they're like, you think you could have it ready? And I'm like, what show? SEMA show. I look it up and I'm like,
yes.
Oh no.
We'll have it done.
We'll have it done. So we figured it out. We got everything pulled together. Went with Optima. It was an incredible experience. Obviously, I was extremely overwhelmed.
Right.
But that show that year, I had the car there, and it pivoted me to my next year with the Porsche Cayenne that I built with you guys. And the car parked right above me was my buddy's like super modded off-road Lexus GX, and I'm like, ooh, now I want to build an off-road car.
Right.
And it just spirals, Like you build one car, and it's over. Like that's my life now.
Right. That's all you do now.
That's all I do.
It's a full-time job.
It's a very expensive hobby.
You don't have to tell us that. We're selling you the parts.
How long did it take you to do this build for the Falcon?
Round 2 of the Falcon, we started in January and had it ready to load into the trailer the day before SEMA started, and we overnighted that thing to Vegas.
Oh man! And it was mostly in your garage, wasn't it?
Absolutely. We got some help. So one of my buddies, Brian, Wonderbuilt Fabrication, he's an incredible TIG welder. He helped with, because we pro-charged a Taurus show engine in this Falcon. So he helped us build all of the inlets and all the air tubing and piping and stuff like that, custom headers, the full exhaust. We did that at his shop because he actually has a lift and an actual shop, not a garage. Upholstery shop in the Valley, bounced around everywhere, but 85% of what we're doing is in my parents' garage that's kind of become my garage at this point.
And we got the shocks to you in plenty of time, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, tell the story about how
Tim.
the shocks got on the car. So you're actually using some of the shocks that we have displayed here. So tell that story. That was kind of unique. How many people basically tell us about the suspension, right? And then how the shocks fit into it.
So the Falcon's built on a Heights independent front and a 4-link rear. Heights didn't natively work with the BILSTEIN shock. You guys didn't have something that natively fit. But we looked and worked with your motorsports department, and then also with Hyperco for the springs.
Right.
And a lot of engineering that's way over my head and 100% within the bounds of what you guys do every single day. And it was just back and forth. Started and pitched the project to Chris over at you guys' at Overland.
Sponsorship coordinator.
Overland Expo, not even at a show like this.
Yep.
And I'm talking to him, I'm like, I'm building this Falcon and I really want to put BILSTEINs underneath it. How do we make that happen? He's like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he sends an email. And then he hands me off to you guys.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot in a quick amount of time about things that I didn't even know I had to know about suspension. And we figured out how to adapt those to get them underneath with the 4-link and with the independent on the front. Hyperco sent out a set of springs, so we got spring rates, everything dialed out, and got them underneath the car pretty early on in the build. Like we had the height stuff installed, and within like a week or 2 weeks after, we had springs on the car, and I was able to set it down on the ground for the first time in like 6 months.
Check out the ride height,
Right? And oh my gosh, did the ride height change.
Yeah.
It
went from grandpa's car to a real car.
It went from economy car to race car real quick.
Well, and Heights chassis, we got to give them some credit too. That's a really nice chassis.
Absolutely. The product that they make and the ability to just take that independent, drop it into this car. And I'm not an experienced welder, but I figured it out.
Yeah.
You know, putting all that together, it's a beautifully well done.
It's just melting metal.
Yeah. And we've got a Curry 9-inch on the rear, and it all just meshed up so perfectly together to where the completed product at the end, it looks phenomenal, and it's going to drive phenomenal when there's not snow on the ground.
So Keith, what model of shocks did they use on that build?
AS2s.
Non-adjustable?
Actually, we had double adjustables. Yep.
Double adjustable AS2s.
Yeah.
How does the car drive?
Well, we're working on that.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's winter in Idaho.
Right.
So I'm anticipating from standing in the rear of the car and jumping up and down on the springs to see what it feels like, it's going to drive a hell of a lot better.
Right.
Old motorheads and like Ford Falcon enthusiasts and stuff like that are familiar with something called the Shelby drop, which is where you take the front suspension geometry, drop it forward and over an inch on like your existing shock towers. And that was like how you take a Falcon and make it not handle like crap.
Right. Reinforce it, slide it.
That was on a set of just like replacement Scott Drake Mustang shock towers, you know. The switch from that to this suspension setup is going to be night and day. Like even just moving it through the show, loading it into SEMA, the steering, and there's zero body roll.
Right.
Compared to beforehand. I mean, I was just on a leaf spring setup with stock springs for a 6-cylinder, so the whole thing would just float.
Right.
And now it's going to handle on a track like you'd expect a car with all that suspension
Absolutely.
to handle.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-door, so it's going to be like a super sedan. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, back in the day we used to call them a G-machine, or a vehicle that's been an older vehicle that's been platformed to run, you know, at speed, modern speed. Yeah. So
it's almost like I was inspired by like the luxury Grand Tour cars of the 2000s,
absolutely.
like your S-Class, your S55, your 7 Series, stuff like that, where it's a 4-door luxury, 4 bucket seats.
Right.
Porsche Panamera, same thing, you know? It's that longer, not just a 2-door muscle car. It's like a muscle mom car.
Exactly. Muscle grocery getter.
This isn't going to be a trailer queen either. You've got some plans for it.
Lord, no. So the Falcon's built to run an Optimal Ultimate Streetcar Challenge next year. I'm going to start going to some of the qualifying events and stuff like that. Idaho, we don't have a super vibrant track scene yet. There's a track out in Emmett that I'm going to go do all of the initial shakedowns and stuff on the car over there. So we'll get to experience some track time there. I just bought my first race trailer this year. So we're going to load the Falcon up and take it out to Portland and try and get it out on Laguna and just get as much experience with the car out on a track as we can, run some IHCA events, you know, put it through its paces. I believe in driving my cars. If you've seen anything I do with the Cayenne, I drive my cars. There's no point in leaving them in the garage.
And I think there's a very interesting story behind the motor. Now, I worked at Ford when this motor came out, but explain a little bit about the motor, where it came from and what it's capable of. I think folks will really love that.
So it's a 1991 Taurus SHO motor, which was developed before SRT and Ford was a thing.
Right.
So Ford commissioned Yamaha to build this engine, and it's a dual overhead cam, V6, revs to like over 8,000.
And it's supercharged.
And we pro-charged it.
Yeah.
So we managed to fit a ProCharger P1SC in the front. We were able to adapt and add 2 pulleys and a tensioner to get that into the same serpentine assembly. So it's a pro-charged Taurus Show engine running on a Holley Terminator X-Max system, new computer, forced induction with the ProCharger, new internals, all of that. And the engine has 372 miles on it right now.
It came out of a relative's car, I believe, right?
It was my grandfather bought the car, or the Taurus. He bought a wrecked, rolled Taurus that was like a test vehicle, but the engine, the transmission, the wiring harness, all of that was perfectly fine. The car was just cosmetically totaled. So he bought it, and he was trying to swap it into a 37-gram business coupe, like rear-wheel drive with the transverse.
Yeah.
Never finished the project, and just ironically, as I was moving into college, we managed to finally convince him to give me the engine. So the empty trailer that was carrying all of my college dorm stuff went to Great Falls and picked up
got the car.
a couple of car bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Taurus Show engine and all of the stuff that came with it. And it was perfect. Sitting under 2 tarps, perfectly protected from all weather, which in Montana there's a lot, you know. And I mean, we brought the thing home. The rupper seals are still pliable.
I'm
and they're
surprised
from
the mice didn't eat it.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, there was literally like rat poison like sitting around it. He did not want that thing
He knew
damaged.
what he was up against
So
when he started.
he kept it well for years. He'd go out and he'd start it every year on race gas. So it was running, and then he got older. The project started to dwindle, and he passed it off to me. So it's third generation of our family
with 300 miles on it.
With 300 miles on it, and it's about to get a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how many people actually recognize that motor of their SEMA? Or did you have to introduce them or reintroduce them a little bit?
It's got like a cult following.
It does.
You know,
it definitely does.
Those first gen SHO engines, because people call them like a mini Coyote motor. They're beautiful engines. The intake is like nothing else. People mod them. Very small select number of people, but people mod them. People have put them in sand rails or Ford Rangers or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of the people that are as old as me and Mike are, we remember those cars. I mean,
I actually worked on those cars at Ford, and they were fast.
Yeah. And I mean, it was a front-wheel drive four-door.
They were old school sleepers.
So, yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting running that vehicle with such a unique power plant. The four-door economy car from the 60s with the Taurus, which was almost an economy car, but it had this SHO motor in it, and it was one of the fastest four-door sedans out there, I think, until the E55. So the combo is going to be perfect. It felt right. It's all Ford. A little bit of metric in there, but it's all Ford.
So where can we go see the car race first?
My driveway, the public roads near my house.
Yeah.
We still got to plan all of that out, obviously, as we go into the new year. I'm developing some new plans for events that I'll be able to hit and understand once we have the car really dialed, because I don't want to just take it out to a track and
flog it
because I didn't do the time to get the fuel timing right or whatever.
Right.
So we'll get it sorted in the valley, ease into it. You know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not even 21 yet. So there's time.
Yeah,
I'll get it out on a track, get it to a bigger track, get it to a bigger track, get it to a big event, try and get it. I want to get it back to Vegas to be in Optima's streetcar stuff there. You know, but in due time.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else in the garage that's to be determined?
Any new projects?
Is there anything else in the garage? Oh boy. So
that's a long list.
There's a new project that we have brewing right now with another partner of mine, Prismatic Powders and Cerakote. We're going to be doing a project together for SEMA this next year. I can't say what it is yet, but I'm going to be releasing that with them in January. You guys are going to be involved in that project as well, so we're super excited for that.
Send us extended and collapsed links there. We'll work with
exactly.
Yeah.
Start working with the design team now.
Go, Tim.
So we've got that kicking off January 1st. We've got my 63 Econoline 4x4 project.
Nice.
You know, there's nothing better than a Retrolander. It's an old, short 90-inch wheelbase Econo that we're going to put up on pretty beefy suspension, make that thing able to go over some rocks, keep that, like, Indy 60s van vibe with it, you know. And then there's another one that I can't talk about, but it's happening.
Okay, just let us know.
Yeah.
What can we do?
You can always send some spy photos or something over to Garrett, and he'll get them up so we can put them on.
Private email to Garrett.
Exactly, yeah. Well, it was great having you up here and talking about the car. We hope you enjoy the rest of PRI, and we hope you enjoy snow. Obviously, from Montana, you're used to it, so but enjoy the rest of the show.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.